Between 2018 and 2020, while studying my master's at Lund University as an international student, I learned lessons I wish I'd known from day one. Some of them would have saved me stress, others would have made my life in Sweden much easier. In this video, I'm sharing 7 of those lessons, so you can skip the mistakes and get the most out of your time here in Sweden as an international master's student. If you're new here, I'm Eli, a non-EU immigrant who's been living in Sweden for close to a decade. When I first arrived, I went from unemployed, frustrated, and missing home, to building a career, buying a home, and thriving here. Now I share the lessons I've learned so you can adapt, find work, and thrive in Sweden too. Let's get into it. When I started my master's program in Lund back in 2018, it felt like I was starting life all over again. The teaching style was nothing like what I was used to back home. The reading list was endless, and I was scared to speak up in class, worried I'd say the wrong thing. Even though I'd been admitted on merit, I still felt like I didn't belong. Classic imposter syndrome. So I made a decision. I would put my all into my first paper. And when that paper ended up being the best in class, something shifted. My confidence grew. Of course, there were still challenges, but I knew I could bet on myself to overcome them. If you're an international master's student in Sweden, the start might feel tough, but these 7 lessons I'm about to share could make all the difference. Lesson 1, you earned your place. You're here on merit. Never forget that. Out of thousands of applications, you were chosen. Not because you had connections, not because of luck, but because of your academic results and potential. So, just like everyone else in your class, you deserve a seat at the table. You dreamed of getting a master's, you worked for it, and now you're here. Be proud of that. But here's the danger: imposter syndrome. That little voice that whispers, maybe I don't belong here, or I'm not as smart as the others. The truth? That mindset can destroy your confidence before you even begin. As Dr. Valerie Young, an expert on the subject, says, the only way to stop feeling like an imposter is to stop thinking like an imposter. So don't sabotage yourself. You've proven you belong here. Now it's time to own it. Lesson 2, you're not the only one struggling. Here's the truth. When your master's program begins, it's easy to feel like you're the only one struggling. The readings feel endless, the lectures feel intense, and you're just trying to get a grip on everything. But let me tell you what I wish I knew. Everyone in your class is struggling. In my first semester at Lund University, I noticed classmates who came in ready to show off. They spoke up in every discussion, acted like they had all the answers, and made it seem like they were the stars of the program. And honestly, it made me doubt myself a little bit. But guess what? Some of those same students who looked the most confident failed their very first paper. A few even dropped out later. That's when it hit me. Confidence isn't always competence. Your classroom is a lot like social media. Everyone wants to show their highlight reel, but no one shows the messy, difficult parts. So if you're sitting there feeling lost or questioning if you belong, you do. You're not behind. You're just adjusting. And remember, you're in a whole new country. The culture is different. The language might be unfamiliar. The teaching style is probably nothing like what you knew back home. And let's not even talk about the weather. So don't be too hard on yourself. Give yourself time to figure it out, because once you do, everything will be all right. And when it does, you'll look back and realize you were capable all along. Lesson 3, be intentional. Here's something I wish I had known from day one. Succeeding as an international master's student in Sweden doesn't happen by chance. You need to be intentional. Most full-time master's programs here require you to study around 40 hours a week, even if you only have 2 or 3 lectures scheduled. That's because the bulk of the work is in the reading, group projects, and assignments you do outside of class. And here's the thing, you didn't move all the way here just to only have fun. You came here to study, to grow, and to build a future. That requires focus. The fun will come, trust me. But if you don't take the studies seriously now, you'll regret it later. Once I became intentional about my studies, everything changed. My confidence shot up. Why? Because I was prepared. I could actually read the articles before class, contribute during group discussions, and leave those sessions feeling excited about my progress each week, not like a failure. So how do you become intentional? Here's what worked for me. 1. Build a weekly schedule. I created my own timetable around my studies for all 7 days of the week. But here's the key. I didn't make it all about studying. I added slots for short walks, watching something inspiring, or even fun on YouTube, and hanging out with friends. The balance kept me sane, but studies always came first. 2. Connect with second-year students. Since my master's program was 2 years, I researched and found a second-year student who was doing well academically. He became my guide, telling me what to expect in upcoming courses, giving advice on assignments, and providing practical insights I could rely on. Being intentional isn't about working yourself to exhaustion. It's about creating a rhythm and focus that keeps you in control. Once you approach your studies this way, everything shifts. Your confidence, your results, and the way you carry yourself as a student. Lesson 4. Plan your exit. Now, studying in Sweden is exciting, but remember, your master's program will come to an end sooner than you think. The question is, will you be ready when it does? Start your exit plan now. Think about your thesis, your next steps, and whether you want to go back home after your studies or stay in Sweden for PhD or to work. I started planning from day one, and it made a huge difference. Here's how you can do the same. 1. Track your thesis ideas. Early while reading papers or discussing articles in class, write down any interesting topics that come to mind. Don't worry about making them perfect. Just collect raw ideas you might want to explore later. I did this, and by my second year, I already had a pool of solid options for my thesis. And allow me to brag a little, I had a B for my thesis. 2. Research your career options weekly. If your plan is to stay in Sweden, dedicate a little time each week to explore the job market in your field. What are the requirements? Do you need Swedish language skills? A specific certification? Work experience? Find out now. For example, if your field requires Swedish, register for SFE, Swedish for Immigrants. If it demands experience, look for internships, volunteering, or student projects. If it's about technical skills, invest in a course. If you're considering a PhD, start by looking into the research topics your lecturers are currently exploring and see how your interests align with theirs. But don't stop there. Expand your search beyond your current university. Explore opportunities at other universities in Sweden and outside of Sweden to increase both your chances and the scope of your options. The key is intentionality. Don't wait until graduation to panic about your next step. Start small now, and when the program ends, you'll already be miles ahead. If you're also curious about how to find a job in Sweden after studies, I've linked a video in the description. Make sure to watch that next. Lesson 5. It's okay to fail. As tough as it sounds, you might fail a course during your master's in Sweden. And that's okay. I failed research methods myself, and at first it crushed me. I thought it meant I wasn't good enough. But then I came across this insightful quote, which says, "We can be truly successful only at something we are willing to fail at. If we are unwilling to fail at it, then we're unwilling to succeed at it too." This quote completely shifted my mindset. Failing didn't mean I was a failure. It meant I was still adjusting to a new system, in a new country, with a different teaching style. When I retook the course, I passed. That setback actually helped me understand research methods better, and I applied that knowledge in every paper I wrote afterwards, with much better results. So if you fail a course, don't let it define you. It's not the end of the road. It's a step forward. Remember, mistakes are proof that you're trying, and growth comes from the lessons you take away. Your journey in Sweden isn't about being perfect. It's about progress. Lesson 6. Ask for help. One of the biggest mistakes you can make as an international student studying in Sweden is trying to handle everything on your own. Don't let pride or fear hold you back. Suffering in silence is a bad idea. When I first started my master's at Lund University, I was confused, overwhelmed, and honestly felt like I didn't belong. The person who helped me most was my master's coordinator, who is now a great friend. I went to her office whenever I felt stuck or frustrated, and she always encouraged me to keep going. At one point, I even thought about quitting because of a family emergency. But thanks to her support, I stayed, and I'm so glad I did. And here's the thing. Swedish universities have so many resources for international students. Master's coordinators, academic support centers, study advisors, supplementary instructors, student health centers, and even peer mentors. Use them. Don't wait until you're drowning to reach out. Remember this, a problem shared is a problem half solved. Asking for help isn't weakness. It's one of the smartest moves you can make. Lesson 7. You will miss home. If you're an international student in Sweden, let me tell you this up front. You will miss home. And that's totally normal, especially if you come from a very social culture. Sweden can feel very different. It's an individualistic society where people are private, friendships are already formed, and social circles can feel closed off. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I enjoy the privacy now too. But in the beginning, it can feel tough. Here's what I've learned. Missing home doesn't mean you're falling apart. It just means you're human. You might struggle to make friends at first or realize your interests are different from your classmates. That's okay. The good news? You'll always find at least one person you connect with, someone who shares your values and interests. And if that takes time, use that period to discover yourself. Learn a new skill, read a book, dive into a hobby you enjoy, or even watch YouTube videos like this one to reflect, grow, and discover new sides of yourself. Being away from home isn't just about missing what you left behind. It's also about discovering new things about yourself that you might never have found otherwise. So there you have it. 7 lessons I wish I knew before starting my master's program in Sweden. If you're an international student studying in Sweden, remember, you got here on merit. Everyone is figuring it out just like you, and it's okay to stumble along the way. Be intentional, prepare for the future, ask for help, and embrace both the challenges and the joys. Most importantly, enjoy the journey. This is a rare experience, and it only comes once. Thanks for watching. If this video helped, or you know someone it could help, share it with them. Let's make life in Sweden a little easier together. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on studying, working, and thriving in Sweden. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.